For those who don't know anything about me, I have been a professional musician for over 10 years now, and at this point in my career, I have recorded bass on hundreds of songs for artists and bands in multiple genres. Now, because of this, I've learned a lot about recording bass that has helped me to be able to take my recording time down to less than an hour on just about any song I record on. I promise I'm not trying to flex or boast or anything at all. This is just something I've intentionally done over the past years so I can record in less time. But today, I want to experiment and see if time actually makes a difference with recording. So I'll be recording bass on one song for 5 minutes, one song for 50 minutes, and one song for 5 hours to see if time actually makes a difference in recording. Now, before we get into this, if any of you guys want to support this channel, feel free to check out my website, travisdykesmusic.com, where you can find tracks, books, and merch that you can purchase to help support this channel. So the way this is gonna go is that I'm gonna be recording each of these songs in a different location, starting with this first one, which I only have 5 minutes for. All right, so I only got 5 minutes to record this song. This doesn't include setup time or anything like that. This just literally means how much time I have to record. I wanted to do this in a different location, so I was in a pinch, and so I just did it in the back of my car. We'll see how it works out. So for this video, I'm gonna be using this Audio Box Go as my interface and these new iLoud Micro Monitor Pros as my speakers. I'm not using headphones at any of these. I'm just gonna be using these monitors as my monitor, which are really, really cool. Super small, but we'll see how they do. And I also just realized as I was sitting here, I did not bring a seat. So it looks like I'll be standing recording this. This is gonna be a little awkward, but okay, let's get to it. Here we go, 5 minutes. Let's try and figure this thing out. I don't have time to really learn it, so I'm just gonna have to kind of play through it a little bit. What key is this in? Okay. So it's in C sharp minor. Doesn't feel like bass should be here. Let's see right here. Yeah, it's kind of the same progression, whole kind of pop song. So it feels like the chorus is gonna be the main bass line part. So let's just try and track that. So looking at the waves, it looks like chorus is coming up soon. Here we go. Literally just barely caught that. Looked like the waves are getting smaller. Don't know if that will work or not. Okay, that was it. That was the whole track. Did I make it? 5 minutes? 5 minutes? I think I did. I think I actually did it in 5 minutes. Let's listen back just a little bit. So I want to give a huge thanks to IK Multimedia for sponsoring today's video. If any of you guys are interested in these portable monitors by IK Multimedia, they'll be linked in the description below, so go check them out. Definitely with some mistakes in there for sure. But I will say, I don't even know if that's the right progression, because on the chorus of this, there's like no progression. But for all the rest of the parts, it's literally the same progression. So we'll see if it works, if the artist is cool with it. That was cool. 5 minutes, we made it work. So I'm gonna be honest, normally I would have a little bit more and probably give a couple more takes, but I just have 5 minutes. So first take was it, and whatever mistakes are there or what's gonna be there, hopefully with pop songs, they usually kind of could chop through and figure out, you know, all right, this is, I can use this part, let me just repeat this part, and they just piece it together. So hopefully that works for this song. But the next one is a normal amount of time that I would usually take, which is about 50 minutes or less. So let's go over and record this next track in 50 minutes. All right, so we are at location number 2, AKA my in-laws house, the front porch of my in-laws house. Honestly, this is what I love about like portable equipment, is that you could literally record anywhere. And so I was just like, man, it was a beautiful day out. It's like the first day of fall, it feels like. And so it's just like, it feels amazing outside. So I was like, let me try and just do something on the front porch. And we're gonna record for 50 minutes on this track, which is pretty much my normal time, 50 minutes or less usually for tracks. So I'm a little excited about this song because I have a little bit more time to dial in some of my parts and actually learn the things. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 50 minutes on the clock and start tracking now. All right, so we're starting on this second track, which is for 50 minutes. We got the 50 minutes on the clock. So my normal process when it comes to learning a song is, or even just tracking, is to do it section by section, because a lot of times that just keeps you productive. And so what I'm doing on this one is gonna be my normal process. So I'm gonna listen to a little bit of a section, kind of get a vibe, hear if there's anything special, and then track from there, and then just continue on. And that's kind of usually how I do it. I go through that system and process all the way until I get to the end of the song. And then once I get to the end of the song, I listen back through and fix anything I felt like needs to be fixed. Now, sometimes songs I could just do in 1 take, 2 takes, whatever, but I like to do it this way because it just lets you really dial stuff in exactly to make it feel great. Because the way I think about music, it's an art piece that's going to be around forever. So you want to make sure you do your absolute best and not just kind of be like completely in the moment. All right, let's take this from the top. I'm just going to track and just see what we come up with. We kind of know.
Intro.
Feels like this should be more guitars. Oh, okay, that right there. Something like that probably work, kind of follow that down. So what I like to do most times on my first pass, I usually do like 2 passes. My first pass is usually, and when I say pass, I mean my first take, is usually more pocket, just like more in the pocket, just in case people don't want any extra licks or they're trying to put, you know, find places for other licks and things. So this first one will be more pocket, and my second pass usually is a little bit more busy and less in the pocket. I mean, it's still pocket, but it's just more licks and things like that. So, oh shoot. Oh my gosh. All right, there's a wasp. All right, okay. All right, we're okay.
Verse 2. Verse 2.
Ah, was it?
4. Verse 2. Verse 2, 3, 4. Chorus 2. Chorus 2, 3, 4. Verse 2. Interlude 2, 3, 4. Vamp 2, 3, 4.
So it's usually something I do a lot when it comes to doing lines like this. It sometimes makes the line stand out and makes more of a moment when you just take it up an octave. So right here, it sounds right. It sounds right when you play it down here. Right notes, but what would make it more of a moment is if I take it probably up here. Let's try that.
Vamp 2, vamp 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm almost there on this pocket pass. So what I'm going to do now that I've gotten through a pass all the way through, section by section, is that now I'm going to go through and just kind of tighten up some different spots and areas that I feel like needs to be tighter. Now, the one thing to know when you're tracking bass, and something that I've learned over the years, is that you don't want the bass to be just like robotically perfect. You want it to have a human feel, and part of having a human feel is by letting some, imperfections stay. If you're like, that feels really good, but it's not perfect, probably don't need to change it. What I'm going to do is go through, kind of make my adjustments and fixes on this pass of the pocket one, and then I'm going to go and do another pass that's a little bit busier. So, all right, let's figure it out.
Chorus 2, chorus 2, 3, 4.
All right, I think that was good enough on that. All right, let's go to the bridge. I feel like the bridge, there's some spots I can probably tighten up. Sounds like the band's doing like a line right here. Ba-da-da-da.
Vamp 2.
Okay, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to change on this pass. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is a busy pass or a busy take. And usually this is what I do just to help producers if they're trying to fill a spot. Let's say I do a lick somewhere where he likes another lick of another instrument playing right there. He could take that one out and maybe put it somewhere else or kind of move things around. That happens a lot, especially with pop music and things like that when it comes to producers. It doesn't mean that you're doing like a solo the whole time, which I think a lot of people think, oh, busy pass means just solo over like unnaturally solo, where it feels like it takes away from the song. That's not at all what we're doing. What we're doing is just filling up all the holes and spaces. So we still have pocket, we still have the groove, and it still feels really good. But what we're doing is just filling up like, oh, okay, there's no music happening right here. Maybe I could throw a lick in right here. There's no music happening right here. Let's throw a lick in right here. Now, doing too much of that is not giving any space for any other instruments to do anything. So that's the reason why I always have a pocket pass that producers can comp in and like, oh, I want more pocket here because the piano player does something I like, or I want more pocket here because the guitar player does something that you're playing over, and they can just kind of cut and mute those things out so they have complete control of the space. All right, so let's get started on this one.
Chorus 2, chorus 2, 3, 4. Verse 2, verse 2, 3, 4. Chorus 2, chorus 2, 3, 4. 2, vamp 2, 3, 4. Vamp 2, vamp 2, 3, 4.
So what I'm going to do is I'm duplicating and making another busy pass because I feel like I like some of the things I did in there, but there's some spots I wanted to kind of tighten up. So I'm just going to duplicate another pass and just kind of do that same spot.
2, vamp, 2, 3, 4.
So I may have just went over 50 minutes on this, but I will say I'm pretty happy with the result. You know, I was able to dial in, give 2 passes, 1 pocket, 1 busy, and honestly, it feels really good. I love this amount of time when it comes to doing tracks, and I think this track came out really well, and I'm pretty proud of it. Now we're going on to the 5-hour track, which honestly, this is the one thing I was like, I came up with this video idea and I was just like, how is this gonna go? I have no idea how this is gonna go. 5 hours on one track. I don't know if I've ever taken 5 hours to do a track. So let's go and record a 5-hour track. All right, Bugs. Okay, Bugs, okay, you're on my bass. Get off. Okay. Oh my gosh, all right, I gotta get out of here. I decided to do this portion, this last song in my living room because I don't think I've ever recorded a track for 5 hours before. I'm like, you know, let me go to a place where it's gonna be very comfortable for like 5 hours. I'm not gonna be like fighting wasps or bugs or anything. I'm gonna approach this song, which is a song that I played with the artist before. And I felt like this song was a good one because it was like 5 or 6 minutes, a little longer than all the rest of the songs. It's not like a normal like radio 3-minute song. And so I was like, oh, okay, this could be like a fun one to kind of try to record and see what comes up with, what I come up with. And I'm just gonna go through like my normal process and kind of relearn the song and then figure out some ideas that I'm gonna do. Start off with my bass, and then from there, go on to if I come up with any other ideas to fill 5 hours. So let's see if I can work on this for 5 hours. All right, here we go.
Intro, 2, 3, 4. Verse, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, let's try that much and see what we get.
Verse, 2, 3, 4. Bridge, 2, 3, 4.
So it seems like the drums are there, and honestly what I like to try to do is whenever the drums are present, I feel like the bass needs to probably be present in some way if it's light or if it's really heavy bass.
4. Bridge, 2, 3, 4.
this part actually feels cool. It's kind of got like this, like it's like it drops the two, like the. You can hear it with the drums. The drums are. So maybe I would do some kind of line into it.
Vamp 2, 3, 4. Vamp 2, 3, 4.
So, woo, that's what it should be right there. Okay, let's do that right there.
Vamp 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Almost got it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
I'm so close. Oh, all right, don't fall over now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This is where, you know, when it comes to tracking a lot of gospel stuff and where it's a lot of parts, you know, sometimes your ear naturally wants to go to what the guitar is doing. But what I've learned over the years with this is like, if you have like a counter melody, so like sometimes like right there, the guitar is doing. What I'm gonna do is instead of following that exactly, I'm gonna go 6, 5, 3, 4 while they're doing that melody line. Because it'll work melody wise.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. And that's take one. Wow, it's only been like 30 minutes. Let's do more of a busy pass. Let's try that. I was feeling it, but there's some little moments in there. I think I'm starting to learn the song now, and so I'm like, it's just more of a little bit more of a vibe now when I get towards the end.
Vamp 2, 3, 4.
I've got to go back and get it. I got to go back and get it.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. How long has it been? Oh my gosh. It's only been an hour. All right, let me think. What are some other things I can do on this? I could probably do a chorded pass. Something with just like try to find some places to add chords on bass. Don't really know how I'm gonna do chords on the chorus here. Maybe do power chords. Actually, maybe I'll do octaves on this. Maybe octaves will work. Okay, let's do some chords down here. Do like fifth chords or something like that.
One, two, three, four.
Sometimes people just want you to play the bass, all right? And so we'll see. Let's think some more practical things. What's another pass? Let's see, maybe synth bass. Let's get my synth bass.
Verse, 2, 3, 4.
That sound is definitely the vibe. Let me see how this is sounding now with all these parts.
Verse, 2, 3, 4.
That is hilarious. There's so much bass stuff happening. I do want this to be potentially usable. You know, I don't want it to just be like, oh, I'm just gonna just be stupid with it. Which I'll be honest, this is definitely way more than you need to add for a track. The fact that I'm just keeping adding on, it's just gonna take up so much of the low end space in so many spots that it's just gonna be like, oh, it doesn't feel great. But we're just gonna keep going. I guess let me get some pedals. All right, so I've got my pedals that I'm gonna be using out. I've got this jam pedal. It's called a Harmonious Monk. It's by Jam Pedals. Jam. And then I've got this Boss Super Octave OC3. I don't even know if they make this anymore. I think they make the OC5 now. And just like an old Boss Supercore CH1. I've got this Lucid Hand compressor. It's a really, really dope compressor. I've never actually showed it on the channel, but this has been a really nice compressor to have on the board. Just definitely go check out Lucid Hand. And then I have just my wireless unit for, this is like a Shure GLX 4D Plus or something like that for wireless, but I'm not really using that today. And then this pedal board, and this is the D'Addario XPND, which is their Expand pedal board, which I use all the time. And then something that I haven't really said anything about is this, I guess it's called Cioks, C-I-O-K-S power supply. I have one of these up under my pedal board. You see that light down there? That's the other one I have of these. This has been a game changer when it comes to power supply. It actually powers so many different sources. It's got, so that's 5 different pedals there. They can power, and then another 3 over here. Definitely check these out. I'm very new to these, so this may have been out for a while and people are just like, oh, Travis, you never tried those before? But I'm very new to them, and they've been killing for just like my travel setup and everything. So I'm gonna go through these pedals, kind of experiment a little bit and see if it can add to the song. We're literally just this is just so experimental. I feel like I've exhausted all efforts at this point, but let's see what we can do with this. Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bass parts on this song. What is going on with life right now? I'm trying to make this as like creatively true and good and like as much as possible, but I will say, I don't really know if any other bass parts are gonna make sense. I mean, this already is way past what makes sense. It has been like over 4 hours I've been sitting here on this song, and I really am starting to lose it a little bit. All right, so my camera is about to run out of battery and everything. It's been about 4.5 hours now. So what I'm gonna do, and I think this is gonna be the best for the song, is I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow, and I'm going to mix all these different parts to make a crazy bass part. Hopefully it makes sense. and we'll use our last 30 minutes then. All right, so now for the last 30 minutes or so, I'm just gonna see if I can mix these to make all of these work. That's what I'm gonna be trying to do now and try to make this part actually usable. What I may do is I may mix the synth bass and the special bass. Let me see what that sounds like.
Verse 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So I think I may pull down the synth bass just a hair and mix it in a little bit better. Yeah, that synth bass under feels good. Okay, I think that may be my verses. My verses may be those two.
Chorus 2.
So right there, that's where I want to bring in maybe my busy bass. What I think I can do, and I've done this before when I've layered bass, is that I feel like that the chords, because there's already so much low information happening with the synth bass and the special effect bass. What I want to do is pull out some of the low end from the chord section. I'm going to pull out the low end. I'm going to do like a low shelf type thing to kind of make it feel more like a guitar, like lighter. This is what it sounded like before. Now this sounds like pulling out that low end. There's so much bass happening. I think I'm gonna have to definitely cut out the chords on the chorus. Maybe the synth bass on the chorus and that special effect bass.
Bridge 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so I think that part feels good.
Vamp 2, 3, 4.
There's so many parts happening right now. Oh my gosh. All right, so what do I do here? Ooh, the chords on there. That's actually kind of fire.
Vamp 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What? A 5-hour bass track? What is going on? On a normal song, I would definitely not take 5 hours, yeah, as you probably already heard me say. But I will say, this was a lot of fun. This is really creative. Most people will tell you if they want multiple bass parts. Now, you can probably put in there if you're like, you really, really feel like it's gonna add to the song. But most times, if I were to send a track like this out, to an artist, they'll probably be like, cool. And because it's just like so much unnecessary like moments and things happening. I will say something that you will see a lot in tracks that it's really good to do if you have one, is have a synth bass track. Because pretty much most of this whole track, the synth bass is going. And so even if you layer string bass on top of synth bass, that's normal. So you can do that if you ever are like in a position where you're just like, oh man, synth bass would be cool here or something like that. Just know that is actually normal and actually works really good. But the reason why I wanted to do this, and a big part of this reason, is because I've heard so many people, and even myself, is like, oh man, I need more time on a track. And then I go to record it and I do it in like an hour, and it's like, man, if I had more time, would it actually get better? And so I will say all these bass parts, I'm literally trying to make them work. Sometimes you just need the bass to play the bass part. You know, you don't need the chords, you don't need the synth bass, you don't need any of the other stuff. You just need the bass. I want to give a huge thanks to IK Multimedia for sending me over these iLoud speakers that I've been using this whole time. These are actually really great. You know, I'm not a salesman at all when it comes to this. These things sound crazy. I'm actually really impressed, especially with the bass response. I was not expecting that. So if you guys are interested, these will be linked in the description below to where you can find them. They just came out, so go check them out. It's iLoud Micro Monitor Pros. They'll be in the description below. Now, the point of this video was not to show how fast or crazy I can make a song sound with bass, but it was to show that giving yourself a cutoff time when recording is so important. Learning to know when you've given all you can to a track is so vital to getting better as a recording musician. Even though when starting out, it seems like you don't ever have enough time. But the reality is that it is just as important to know when to stop recording than when to keep recording. So I hope today's experiment gave you some insight to help you with your own creative journey. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a comment below, and also don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified when the newest videos are uploaded. Now, if you want to support this channel, there's a couple of ways you can. You can click and make a purchase through any of my affiliate links in the description below, or you can go to my website and make a purchase on there at travisdykesmusic.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.